And then you've got the total solution experience. When they're calling, they want a memory. How do we get the memory? The memory comes from something memorable. If you're just doing the core experience, I got everything I wanted, nothing I remember. That's the core experience. If I expected the Mercedes-Benz to run a certain way, and it did, it's just the core experience. You with me? Total solution experience. So we keep putting things in and we make it a complete experience. We acknowledge the emotions. We tell them what we're going to do. We stay on it. We follow up. We do all those things that create a total experience so that they're thinking about us in terms of the total experience. Companies do this with products all the time. They're looking for ways to create total experiences. Virgin Mobile, the phone company, they operate here in the U.S. But the U.S. market, when they came over from the UK, the U.S. market was terribly saturated. The cell phone market in the U.S. is a terribly saturated market. 4 major companies, right? Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. That's it, and a few boutique companies here and there. So Virgin Mobile says, how are we going to get into this market? Well, we're coming as a little bit of a boutique company. We're going to take a slice of the market. And they decide to go after 16 to 25-year-olds. 16 to 25-year-olds. So they start examining what the 16 to 25-year-olds do. They start looking at their lives. Well, they date. Don't they? 16 to 25-year-olds, they date. And they go on dates, and they also go on blind dates. They go on blind dates or internet dates where they meet somebody online and then they go meet them and it's kind of blind, but it's not really, but it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's blind, but it's not. It is. So what can happen on a blind date? Lots of bad things can happen, right? I mean, lots of good things can happen, but lots of bad things can happen. You know, the date doesn't work out. You know, you realize within a half hour that you're on the date, this isn't going anywhere. So what can you do in advance to make sure that you can get out of that blind date? You ask a friend to call you. Yeah, that's what you do. You ask a friend to call. Now, I have no experience with blind dates, right? Neither does anybody in this room. So you ask a friend to call you. You just know from secondhand, right? You ask a friend to call you. And so at 8:30, if say the date's at 8 o'clock, at 8:30 she calls you. You pick up the phone. If you say on the phone, hey, I'm in the middle of a date, I'll call you later, that means the date's going just fine. You pick up the phone, you go, what? Grandma's in the hospital? Oh my God, I gotta go. The date's not going fine. Okay? So, but things could go wrong with that. Things could go wrong with that. The friend number 1 could forget. She could forget. Which happens. You get caught in traffic and the date doesn't even start until 8:25. Or it's going pretty well and you don't know if it is or not, you're not sure. So you got to have some way to override this. So Virgin Mobile says, okay, here's what we're going to do. They contacted Nokia and they said to Nokia, we want you to create a button on our phone that when you press it, in a minute after that, the phone rings. The phone rings. But we don't only want the phone to ring, we want that button to be protruding, you know, so that you can put it in your pocket or in your purse so that you just nonchalantly reach in, your date doesn't have to know you're doing it, you reach into your pocket or into your purse, you feel for the protruding button, you find the protruding button, you press the button, you take your hand out of the purse, a minute later, it starts to ring. You pick up the phone, you go, what? Grandma's in the hospital? Oh my God, gotta go. And you're out of there. That's what we call fringe behavior. Not everybody does it, but the 16 to 25-year-olds do it. Okay? Fringe behavior. 1 million handsets sold in the first year because of a button.